Kimito Kagurazaka, a high school student, is kidnapped from school by heavily built men and taken to the Seiken School for Girls. The school is a well-kept secret academy that caters to the daughters of incredibly wealthy families. However, due to the students' disconnection from the outside world, many become reclusive shut-ins after graduating. To address this issue, Kimito is selected as the school's first-ever Shomin sample, a gay male student. But, there's a catch: Kimito is not gay and has a fetish for women's thighs. In order to protect the female student's purity, Kimito must either pretend to be a gay man with a muscle fetish or risk angering the head-maid Miyuki and her massive scissors. Upon arriving in the classroom, Kimito meets Reiko Arasugawa, a trendy student, and Aika Tenkabashi, an incredibly naive and antisocial student. Together, they form the first Commoners Club. Miyuki suddenly wakes Kimito from his sleep and expresses her wish that he had never woken up. Kimito's classmates are fascinated by his commoner ways, including his use of cell phones, handheld games, athletic abilities, and his love for commoner food like ramen. At a welcoming party held in his honor, Kimito impresses everyone by successfully waltzing with Reiko without embarrassing himself. Aika is introduced to manga for the first time and falls for Kimito's prank, where she becomes convinced that she can freeze time. During this prank, she not only flashes Kimito her panties but also almost kisses him. Later, after a naked accident in the shower, Reiko becomes convinced that she must marry Kimito, a notion she finds highly appealing. Kimito discovers that his parents had accepted a significant bribe to allow him to attend Seiken. While wandering around the campus, he encounters a youthful-looking student named Hakuya Shiodome who strips naked while writing scientific notes on a statue. After enjoying a bowl of ramen together in Kimito's room, Hakuya starts to undress once again, leading Aika to misunderstand the situation. Kimito takes Hakuya back to her laboratory, where he discovers that she is not only as old as he is but also a super genius who becomes attached to him, much to the delight of her maids. Kimito then meets Karen Jinryo, an entomophobic katana-wielding martial artist, who is defeated by Kimito in a naked duel due to a misunderstanding. She pledges her loyalty as Kimito's slave until she becomes strong enough to kill him, and she also joins the Commoners Club, where she becomes strangely fascinated with Hakuya and taking selfies. Reiko invites Kimito to a tea party in her room, but he declines as he had already planned to hang out with Aika. This causes Reiko to act out of character and lash out at her friends, which upsets them. Meanwhile, Kimito helps Aika plan a commoners party so she can make friends. Hakuya contributes by providing free cell phones that she helped design so that everyone in the class can text each other. However, after learning about Reiko's situation, Aika secretly allows Reiko to host the party to make amends with her friends. This gesture initially pleases Reiko, but later she argues with Aika about her antisocial behavior, which upsets Reiko again. In the end, both Reiko and Hakuya join the Commoners Club. Miyuki is displeased to find 4 girls in Kimito's room, and he has to act quickly to avoid her giant scissors. Eri Haney, Kimito's self-centered childhood friend, who previously lied about his sexual preferences, is infuriated by Kimito's disappearance. Kimito wakes up to find Hakuya asleep in his bed, completely naked. While teaching Hakuya how to cook potato cakes, she strips down again and jots down notes on the wall in the buff. After playing a game of riddles, which Hakuya surprisingly performs poorly at, Kimito escorts her back to her lab. There, he is taken aback when he sees a plushie of himself on her bed, and Hakuya becomes embarrassed. Meanwhile, the other girls, envious of Hakuya's closeness with Kimito, try to become better friends with her to reduce her time with Kimito. Later, while reading manga together in Kimito's room, Reiko and Aika get into a mishap with a soft drink, forcing them to strip down to their underwear. In the midst of their argument, Kimito walks in and finds them both on his bed in their undergarments. He hurriedly flees the room with the girls, who frantically attempt to clear up the misunderstanding. Seiken brings all of their students to Shomin Land, a specially constructed area with a simulated city street for commoners. This includes shops and restaurants where students, particularly girls, can practice everyday activities such as ordering food at a counter and crossing roads. Although Kimito notices many inaccuracies in the fake environment, he takes advantage of the opportunity to help Aika increase her popularity. Meanwhile, Hakuya is disappointed to discover that Kimito has gone on the excursion and will be unable to spend the day with her. During the school trip, Aika's popularity continues to soar because of her knowledge of commoner culture. Meanwhile, Kimito realizes that Karen is secretly afraid of his fighting skills, so he persuades her to try on some revealing clothing that she secretly likes. Karen is stunned to learn that Kimito finds her attractive. Reiko and Aika develop a closer friendship. The following day, Kimito is once again awakened by Miyuki, who wishes he had not woken up. Later, when Kimito visits an outdoor bath, he discovers that Aika and her new friends also want to bathe there. Kimito must hide underwater in a spot that Aika finds a bit embarrassing. When Aika realizes that Kimito has almost drowned, she frantically uses the kiss of life to revive him, sparking a rumor that they are dating, which makes Karen unhappy. Back at Seiken, it is revealed that head maid Miyuki has been waking up Kimito every morning with a kiss, which is the real reason she wants him to stay asleep. Kimito shows Aika a fortune-telling game on his cell phone, and the girls become obsessed with it, competing to see who would be the best match for Kimito. To everyone's surprise, Karen and Kimito receive a perfect 100% relationship rating. The following day, Miyuki once again wakes Kimito up, and when he asks if his alarm can wake him up in the future, she reacts aggressively. Karen invites Kimito to her room under the pretense of repairing a shirt that she purposely damages. Once inside, Karen changes into the revealing clothes that Kimito had previously complimented. As they become closer, they nearly get caught by the others and are forced to hide in the closet. While there, Kimito gets closer to Karen's thighs than he ever imagined. However, they are soon discovered, and Kimito struggles to come up with an explanation. Kimito introduces the girls to the concept of a maid cafe, which initially confuses them since they are surrounded by maids every day. To better understand the concept, the girls dress up as maids and attempt to serve Kimito as if he were a cafe customer. It appears to be a success until Reiko tries to sing. Meanwhile, Hakuya is feeling down about her poor compatibility rating with Kimito and invites him to spend a day with her so that he can get to know her better. Her maids are delighted and come up with numerous ways to bring the two closer together. However, their plans are cut short with the unexpected arrival of Miyuki. Nevertheless, the other maids celebrate their efforts in bringing Hakuya and Kimito closer together. Kimito plays a prank on Aika, which unexpectedly results in a new fad spreading throughout the entire school. Since the students are isolated from popular culture, this trend could last up to 10 years. Meanwhile, Kimito has an accidental encounter with Miyuki's panties. Later on, Reiko overhears Kimito talking on the phone with a friend and suspects that he misses socializing with other men and may leave Seiken. In an attempt to prevent this, the girls try to act more manly so that Kimito won't leave. However, Kimito reassures them that he never planned to leave and that he simply misses his old friends. Reiko and Kimito have a pleasant moment together in the classroom, but their happiness is short-lived as they are summoned to a meeting with Reiko's mother, Hoko, and brother, Masaomi. It's revealed that Masaomi has a major sister complex and dislikes how close Kimito is to Reiko. To make matters worse, Reiko's mother informs her that she has arranged for her to marry the son of one of her business associates and must leave Seiken immediately to attend a meeting with her future husband. Kimito and the girls are devastated but feel powerless to interfere. However, they find an unlikely ally in Masaomi, who doesn't want Reiko to get married. He arranges to smuggle them out of the academy grounds in his car to stop the meeting. Upon reaching the heavily guarded meeting place, Kimito, Karen, Aika, Hakuya, and Masaomi quickly get to work. Karen handles the front gates and the guards with ease, while Masaomi confronts his martial arts instructor, Takamiya. Meanwhile, Kimito, Hakuya, and Aika proceed inside, where Hakuya deftly hacks the security system. With assistance from the maids and muscle men, Kimito and Aika successfully make their way to the meeting room, where they implore Reiko's mother to call off the impending marriage. Moved by Kimito's words, Reiko bravely decides to refuse the marriage, even if it means being disowned by her family and no longer being able to attend Seiken. Fortunately, Kimito assures her that he will take care of her. As a result, the marriage is called off, and Reiko is allowed to continue attending Seiken. However, there is a catch: Kimito's promise is mistaken for a marriage proposal, and he is now engaged to Reiko. Although Reiko's mother agrees to let them get married, she vows to make Kimito's life a living hell every day until he divorces her. Back at Seiken, Kimito apologizes for the confusion, and the club activities return to normal as his bedroom once again descends into chaos.